Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited. We just had WrestleMania 33 in the Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida. Next year, we're having WrestleMania 34 inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. And yes, it's already time to talk about the location for WrestleMania 35. Now, you're going to ask, why talk about this when it's not for 2 more years? Because theoretically, WWE has less than a year to choose where WrestleMania 35 will take place. Now, there were 5 cities in consideration, but it's been knocked down to 4 already, and I'll tell you why it's been knocked down to 4 from 5. First off, let's see the 4 that are still in contention. With the success of Survivor Series weekend last year in Toronto, WWE is looking to bring WrestleMania back to Canada. WrestleMania 18 was held in Toronto when we had Rock versus Hogan, and that was a big success. I haven't heard exactly what stadium they can use in Toronto. I know like WrestleMania 18 was in the Sky Dome, but they want bigger venues that can hold upwards of 70,000 plus. The next city in consideration is Minneapolis, Minnesota. Minneapolis has been pitching for WrestleMania for the last couple years and just hasn't got it. With their new US Bank Stadium, they are now more in contention than they have been in years past, with that stadium being able to hold roughly 70,000 seats. I mean, I don't see why not. Go to Minneapolis. They've never had WrestleMania in Minneapolis. Next, Atlanta, Georgia. They are building the new Mercedes Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, right next to the Georgia Dome, and that stadium's supposed to hold 83,000 seats. WrestleMania 27 was held there, and remember WrestleMania 27, Cena vs. The Miz, The Rock made his triumphant return after being gone for 7 years. So with them having a new stadium, they're also in contention. Next up, New York. The New York, New Jersey area. Now this all depends on if Brooklyn and the Barclays Center will still be getting SummerSlam that same year. MetLife Stadium is once again in contention. They did have WrestleMania at MetLife Stadium, WrestleMania 29. Now with the Barclays Center having SummerSlam for an X amount of years, if they are going to do SummerSlam there, they're not going to bring Mania to the same market. If SummerSlam was to somehow move back to Los Angeles, then it would be even more in consideration to go back to MetLife Stadium. Now, I did tell you there was a 5th, and the 5th was Levi's Stadium. They do want to come back to California. They felt like when they were in the Bay Area for WrestleMania 31, it was economically a great success. They loved the hospitality they got, but one thing that's holding them up is that Los Angeles is getting a new stadium for the Chargers and the Rams. They feel like they want to possibly go to that new stadium once it's built, but if they go to Levi's Stadium within the next couple of years before that stadium's built, then they don't know exactly how long it will be before they can come back to California again and then run WrestleMania in Los Angeles. So that's why right now running in California is on the fence, because they're just not sure if they go back to what worked at Levi's Stadium in the Bay Area, or they wait it out a couple extra years and go to Los Angeles. So the 4 cities right now that are in contention for WrestleMania 35, Toronto, Minneapolis, Atlanta, and the New York, New Jersey area. Now this can all change before next year. They announce WrestleMania's next location between January and when WrestleMania that year is. They usually, like with this year, they announced it a month ahead of time. So we still have roughly 10, 11 months before this announcement's going to be made. But then you have to think, okay, 10, 11 months before the announcement, that's like 9 months before they have to get everything set in stone. So if any more news does come up on the location for WrestleMania 35, we'll have it for you right here on Pro Wrestling Unlimited. But that's going to do it for this edition. Remember to comment below, like and share this video, like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and subscribe here on YouTube.